The second lecture is all about climate controls, and climate classifications. And this comes from chapter 15 in your book. It's pages 452 to 471. And I know it's a pretty long reading, and actually, this reading only discusses the climate classification system of Kippen and Geiger. Um, doesn't even discuss climate controls, but I think if you read this, and especially if you watch the video that's on your CD, you're going to be completely in control of the business about climates. Let me help you understand what's most important from this reading. The book is going to spend a little bit of time here defining climate, and I think that in general we all understand climate. But then it's going to discuss how the Kippen system works, sometimes called the Kippen-Geiger system. And the Kippen system is a way to classify on land different regions, their climates based on the vegetation that's indigenous to that region. And the Kippen system is going to come up with a system based on letters, type A, B, C, D, E, and F. E and H climates. There's also all these subtypes, as you see on this table, ES's and AW's and so on. You won't need to know the subtypes, but you do need to know the letters and what kind of climates they're associated with. So type A climates, type B. I know that's a drag. It's part of this course being credentialed and stuff like that. There's certain material we have to teach, and I wouldn't choose it, but this is what we have to do. So you do need to know, what is a type B climate or what is a type E climate and so on. So then their book proceeds to go and talk about all of these different types of climates. And this is the beginning. Oh, by the way, this figure that shows all of these different climate types by where they are in the world, that's really useful. You might want to get yourself a copy of that. I think it's also on your course CD. So your type A climates are your tropical wet climates. And the book goes into detail of discussing each of the subtypes like tropical wet climates and monsoon climates. You don't need to know the letters, like it's an AM climate for a monsoon climate or something, but these are all examples of type A climates you do need to know, and the type of weather that you would expect in each of these climates. You don't need to know this business, by the way, about different climate classification schemes at the top of page 458, and just some figures associated with that text box. And you got your climates, more tropical wet and dry type climates like the Sahel in Africa. Actually, that might be the Sudanian climate zone. I don't remember exactly. And then you move on to your type B climates, which are your dry climates, your true deserts, your steppe climates, and so on. Again, it goes into a lot of detail describing each of these lettered types. Again, we don't need to know the difference between all of those different subtypes, but you do need to know the major climate types. You need to also know your type C climates, which are your continental moist climates. The book actually uses the term mild mid-latitude climates. And these are going to be things like the Mediterranean climate, your muggy subtropical climates like Florida. Then you're going to move on to your type D climates, your severe mid-latitude climates. These are going to be forested regions in the United States and Canada and Northern Europe. The word that they use for that kind of forest is taiga. That's a good vocabulary word to know. These are going to be places like Alaska, Maine, southern Canada, etc. But then you move on to your type E climates on page 468, which are your polar climates. These are places like ice caps and tundra, which have a very specific climate type and very little vegetation. And then there's going to be the highland climates, which are your type H climates. And then that's just summarized. Now, the book spends an awful lot of time on it, and so does the video that's on your CD. The video is like 38 minutes long. On the other hand, if you watch them, you're almost certainly going to get every question right about that kind of stuff on the test. So, it's kind of up to you how you choose to get this material. But either way, make sure you let me know if you have any questions. This has been Dr. John Troggy, copyright 2006.